alloy ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿಶ್ರ ಲೋಹ. So it is a mixture of a metal and some other metals. ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಲೋಹ ಅದರ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರು, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಲೋಹವಿದ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. It may be mixture of two or more metals, or a metal and non-metal. You can have 2 metals, 3 metals, 4 metals, or any numbers. The purpose of alloy is to improve qualities from pure metal. Pure metal is not so strong. So in your textbook it is mentioned properties of alloys. So thermal and electrical conductivities of a metal is of alloy is lesser than of pure metals. There is a word here called as solid solution. Solid solution means when 2 or more solids are mixed together to have uniform mixture, means it is a single phase. So alloy can be defined in different ways. It is a solid solution of 2 or more dissimilar metals, or a metal and 2 or more different metals, or a metal and non-metal. So second property is density is increased by the heavier metal and decreased by lighter metal. Suppose say you have 2 or 3 metals there in a mixture, that is in an alloy. If the heavy metal composition is increased, density will increase. If composition of lighter metal is increased, density will decrease. So the density depends upon the percentage of the heaviest metal in the alloy or the solid solution. Third property, specific heat and coefficient of thermal expansion are governed by law of mixtures. Means you cannot say exactly it is like this, it is like that. So according to the law of mixtures, you can search law of mixtures. So depending upon that, the specific heat and coefficient of thermal expansion vary. See, the first property, it is clear. It says thermal and electrical conductivity of a solid solution, that is an alloy, will be always lesser than that of pure metals. Okay, but here the second and third depends upon the composition. Next, melting point of a metal is converted now into a range. Pure metal ಗೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಗೆ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲಾಯ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಇದೇ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಗೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸೇ 1400 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇರಲಿ. ಎಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು 1300 600 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ದ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೇಂಜ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ say 1250 to 1280 degrees, like that. Then boiling point of the metal also gets converted into range. Fix ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. For pure metal it is fixed. For example, for water the boiling point is fixed 100 degree Celsius. For iron the boiling point for see the it is fixed point, that is 3134 Kelvin. Okay, the melting point of iron is also fixed 1538. Okay, but still you see the iron is not so pure as other metals. That is why it has some ranges, means you have different irons, ferrous and ferric. So like that. If you say melting point of say magnesium, it is fixed because it is it exists only in one way, whereas it has only one valency, group 1 and group 2. But in the periodic table if you see here, if you see in the periodic table, the first two groups, their valence is fixed, whereas these transition elements, madhyastha moola vastugalu, it can have valency, say iron can have valency 2 and 3, so like that. Nickel can have valency 1 or 2, copper can have valency again 1 or 2, so like that their valence is variable, hence that also can have some ranges. Anyhow, alloy has a larger range. See here it says it is about 950 degrees centigrade. For example, bronze, kanchu. Examples of alloys: bronze, steel, brass, tin, etc. So you can see and learn how much composition. For example, see here, stainless steel means 10 to 20% chromium is added to iron. These all are composition alloys of iron. Bronze. Sorry, bronze is okay. Bronze is that here. Okay, all the steel are from iron. Steel means it contains major part as iron, and then chromium or nickel or vanadium, tungsten, manganese, etc., etc. Bronze means it is 85%, 85 to 88% copper, 12 to 12.5% as tin. Sorry, tin is actually an element. When tin and copper are mixed together in this ratio, you get bronze. You can also add some minor percentage of aluminum, manganese, zinc, nickel, etc. to improve the properties. ನೀರಿಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪು ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ, ಆಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪ್ಪು ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಬಹಳ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So similarly, even adding small quantities of another metal or non-metal to a given metal improves its properties or changes its property a lot. Steel means it is an alloy of iron with 1% carbon, and it may have some other things also. So types of steel that we will learn later. Brass is similar to bronze, but whereas bronze is alloy of copper and tin, brass is alloy of copper and zinc with other things minor percentage. Mainly it is copper and zinc. See, copper is 60 to 85%, zinc is 15 to 40%. So you can learn yourself examples of alloys, their properties and uses. Alnico, solder, cast iron, etc., etc. Usually the two or more metals are melted together and mixed such that the mixture becomes a homogeneous, means uniform, identical at every point. Means the mixture is eka ರೂಪದ mixture ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕರಗಿಸಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಣಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. Fine.